Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Rose.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our new edition of Big Brother 28
hmm
live feed spoilers. We are now on the other side of the latest power of veto.
Yeah.
We have a lot of mess to get through in this update today. I mean, yes, we're going to tell you about the latest chapter of Does Drew have a power? What is that power? What is he actually doing with the power?
We're also going to talk, of course, about who won the veto, what this means, who the replacement nominee could be. I mean, it's looking pretty messy. There was a fight that went on with Haley and Kamu. I mean, it's all fracturing.
It really, really is. And I think this is why I understand everybody who has been very frustrated with the course of this season. And it's just like, if we were to ask a number of questions, is it still possible that a good chunk of this tool shed makes it to the end of the game, minus maybe Drew? Sure. But at the
Yes.
same time, it feels more likely based on the last 24 hours that they are all just going to implode on themselves. And that's why I think we have to ask, is it really smart at all for a lot of these people to get rid of Drew this week? Because it's like there's more and more reasons why this guy, beyond just, your love of him and my appreciation for him right now, beyond just that he should actually stay in the game.
Okay, before we get into that, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has been asking about my adopted son, Felix.
Mhm.
Today is the 1 year anniversary of when I brought him home from Bulgaria. A lot of you were with me for that journey while I was streaming Big Brother out there while I was picking him up. And you guys have been asking for updates. I'm just going to give you a really short update
Mhm.
of this first year and to let you know that I've actually posted a picture of him and Bart over on our social media, which is Matt and Jess TV. If you want to head over there, give us a follow, check it out. It's the first time I've ever actually posted a picture of Felix or Bart anywhere. So if you guys are interested, you can check that out. And yes, please follow us there. But
Mhm.
yeah, he's doing really well. When we first got him, he was 2.5. He didn't have any language. He didn't speak Bulgarian. He didn't speak English. He had one word. It was baby. He thought, Matt's a baby. That light's a baby. That plant's a baby. He didn't know what it meant. Now he's talking up a storm. He's getting ready for preschool in a week. He's now fully potty trained. They're going really well for him. I'm really proud of him. But seriously, thank you so much to everyone who has been leaving comments and asking about his well-being. It really means a lot to Bart and I and Uncle Moo.
Yeah, it's been really, really fun for me just to watch him grow up and go through all these little stages, with my Uncle Moo time, just sort of seeing him learn new language, figure all these sort of things out. I mean, I wouldn't be Uncle Moo without him calling me Uncle Moo, right? So,
I know.
like,
Even though he can say Uncle and Matt, it just
you know what?
refuses. You know
Yeah.
what? It's endearing. He's a sweet, sweet, kind little guy. I mean, he's picked up things really quickly. He's helping take care of the pets, which is really nice.
Yes.
He's feeding them every morning. He's doing great. So thanks again so much. And yeah, head over to our Instagram, Matt and Just TV. Give us a follow, and you can check out the first and only picture that I have posted of my husband Bart as well as Felix.
All right, thank you guys so much. Okay, let's just get into the power of veto here first and
hmm
foremost. Everyone was waiting forever for this yesterday. Like, this may be a tinfoil hat. I think it's just the reality is it's 1,000,000 degrees out here in Temecula, so I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
hot.
probably really similar in Studio City where the Big Brother lot is. I just don't think they wanted people passing out in the middle of the heat yesterday, so they waited until late last night to do this competition.
This isn't the first time that they've done that when we've had a heat wave out here, so
Yeah.
this is not abnormal. I know a lot of us were sitting back kind of being like, it's because Drew has a power. And we're all waiting for him to play it. But the more that this is going on,
Yeah.
to me, my tinfoil hat is Drew does have a power, and Drew decided not to play this power because he thought he was in a decent enough spot with his alliance. And I think it's just kind of too little too late now that he's kind of realized that maybe he's on the outs. Like, he's in such a weird spot
Yeah.
because he seems to like still really want to work with this group, but he's really realized that they're just kind of like they're pushing him out, pushing him out.
Drew, you just need to find the nearest pie and pie yourself in the face at this point. Like
Yeah.
I love you, but you should have played a power.
No, you're going home with an idol in your pocket.
Okay, so joining Drew and the other nominees here of Taylor and Melody, Mallory and Chuck ended up being picked for the
Yeah.
competition. Okay, so the veto competition itself, this is the return of basically the poison glass competition from
Mhm.
last season, which was really, really fun.
Yeah.
You know, Mickey, rest in peace. She won the power of veto
Mhm.
last season. Morgan actually returned as the host, seemingly, for this competition as well.
Which I think isn't surprising. She was an extremely popular player,
Mhm.
very fun, very messy,
Yes.
won a lot of comps. I'm not surprised that they brought her back.
No, and Taylor ended up winning the power of
Yeah,
veto.
she did,
But
much to Haley being so mad about it.
yeah, Haley, okay, Haley's just going through it throughout the course of this night.
It's really strange because, like, we all know that she wants Taylor to be the target, but like, Drew is probably the one that's going home. Like,
Yes.
okay, so Taylor won the veto and she's off the block. She wasn't going home anyways.
The thing that I will give Taylor a lot of credit, and I think this is a nice feather in her cap, is like
Mhm.
this whole competition is all about how well you can really read people. And I
Yeah.
mean, maybe there's a little bit of luck that goes into it as well, but it just seemed like this is a good sign that Taylor has some good skills. I'm still hoping that this other side is just going to fall apart, this tool shed, because it's happening and it's going to be happening probably faster and faster based on how things are going right now.
Yeah, as long as the tool shed does actually start to turn on each other more than they are on Drew, because Drew is still part of the tool shed. He has still voted with them every single time. He is still part of this, and they have turned on him completely. And it is imploding, and is the only way that someone like Taylor, who is quite smart and, intuitive in this game,
Yeah,
could have any sort of chance. They have to break up.
they they do. And now I just have a brief rant about Mallory and Melody here. And I love Melody, and they're upset in their feelings about this veto. And it's just like, listen, I understand this game has not been fair to you. And this is kind of why I do like Mallory and Melody is like they've called out more how unfair this season is than basically
Yep.
any other player in the game. But you guys also have really failed when it comes to trying to bring Taylor into any sort of group at this point. Like your
Yes.
whole strategy seems to just be go to a few rooms, listen to somebody for a moment, and then hope that they're going to listen to you complain for a little while about what's going on, which I get it, but you guys need to get your head in the game a little bit more than this.
Yeah, not bringing in Taylor, or Taylor not bringing in them, that whole side of the house not really coming together is part of the downfall. They absolutely have responsibility in what's going on. Yes, there's a huge group that's a steamroll. They're all imploding at the moment. It's long past due that you guys all need to get together to be able to actually do something about this. Your side can win comps. It's just you guys aren't winning things that are going to put you in a position of power yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you've said this before. You don't need HOH to win Big Brother, but you need someone
No.
close to you to win HOH, to win like somebody
Yes.
from your side, or you have to convince somebody from the other side. And that is where we'll start to present a sliver of hope of maybe Drew can get through this. And it has a lot to do with the red corner starting to disintegrate a little bit on itself for very, very ridiculous reasons.
Yes.
So, in the aftermath of all of this, Haley has to figure out, like, all right, who do I want to put up as a replacement nominee now that my desired target has won the power of veto? Like, the name Mallory is being thrown to her a lot by Kamu, by other people. She does not want to do this. She is just like, nope, not happening.
No, she doesn't want to do it. It probably is the right move for their side. I mean, Mallory's won a couple competitions
Mhm.
now. She's somebody who is going to go after their group. I understand that she doesn't want to listen to anybody, but Haley, you were working in a group, so you have to work as a team. And if you're just like, no, I want a Taylor. If I don't get Taylor, I don't want anything. Like, oh my goodness.
Haley is just unbelievably stubborn. Yeah, she's got the HOH-itis, but she would also be stubborn even if she was not HOH. And
Yeah.
it's just like, Dee doesn't really want to deal with her. Devins doesn't want to deal. Nobody really wants to deal with her, but she's HOH, so you kind of have to be up there. But
Hmm.
here, okay, I'm gonna put myself in a position I did not think I would be in this week. I will defend Haley for approximately like 5 seconds as we go into Kamu pitching a fit about the idea that Lyric is going to be the replacement nominee here.
1,000%. I did not think that I was going to be in this position where I'm defending Haley, but she's absolutely right. Kamu is pushing Lyric way too hard as like not only, not being a replacement nominee, he's talked about her coming into the tool shed 4 weeks into the game. It's a bit late to start bringing in other people when you have a solid big group. You don't
Yes.
need Lyric. There is no reason for her to be brought into this group. You're already trying to get out Drew, so why are you bringing in another number? None of it makes sense. And while Haley's motivations are whatever they are, it absolutely makes sense that she would be like, this is ridiculous, I'm not part of this.
Well, this is the thing when it comes to her motivations is that, like, you have people like Dee and Devins, like other people speculating Angela, like, there's speculation that, oh, she
Yeah.
wants Lyric out because she thinks Kamu's crushing on Lyric. And it's like, sure,
Yes.
that may be a part of it. But once again, to defend Haley for a moment here, you've got this guy who is supposedly like one of your top 2 or 3 allies in the game. And there is just a pattern of evidence from the last 24 hours that suggests that Kamu is just losing his mind. Like, he did not want to play in the power of veto competition. He was just like, he wanted to be out of this. He's trying to keep his hands clean. He did not want to be in the room for a hypothetical situation in which Chuck and Haley tell Lyric that she's going up on the block. He
Yep.
doesn't want to be a part of that either. And then he's just sort of like, you know what? If she's going to go on the block, let me be the one to let me tip her on. It's just like he's clearly trying to preserve this relationship and feel like he's not responsible, like on a game level. Take the crush part of it out of it for a moment. Like, why would Haley be okay with any of this?
1,000%. She's working so closely with Kamu to have Kamu really be working hard to, basically have this number one alliance over here now with somebody who's not part of their alliance, that he's bringing her in. He's really protecting her. If I was Haley, I would be extremely worried that someone who's like, one of my number ones is not really there for me in that same way. And the closer he gets to Lyric, the further away he's getting from Haley. The whole situation stinks for Haley. It doesn't make any sense. And it actually stinks for the entire alliance because Kamu is kind of moving away. And it's kind of interesting because this is what they're mad at Drew about as well. They're just like, oh, he's, we told him to go play the other side of the house and bring back information. Okay, he did that, but now we're mad at him because he actually had to build relationships to get that information. Now we think he's too far gone and he's got a really close relationship with Melody. He's got to go. Oh, but for Kamu, that's okay that he can build this really close relationship with Lyric. No, it's not going to be okay for Drew. It's not okay for Kamu.
This all gets to a situation here where Haley ends up getting in her feelings, having a little bit of her HOH food and drink, if you will, shooting Kamu the bird when Kamu is not looking, and then doing things like, everybody, raise your hands if you have been personally told by Lyric that Lyric is not going to put. She's just like trying to find all these ways in which to show that Lyric is telling everybody what they want to hear, which Lyric is 100% doing. Like, Lyric is a pretty good player in that way, and she has tried to use this with Kamu, with Chuck, like both of the guys that Haley are supposedly close to. Lyric has done her whole gameplay with like both of them at this point.
Yep.
This is where we get into, I think, a really interesting question, which is just that it actually makes more sense to get rid of Lyric this week if you are a lot of people in the tool shed than it does Drew.
1,000% at this point. Not just Haley, but the whole tool shed should be way more worried about Lyric coming in and taking that number from them, because Kamu has been, up until this point, very strong with the tool shed. But that's not the case anymore. He is been acting a lot strange and moving away closer to Lyric, who is not part of the tool shed. So would he be willing to burn the tool shed over her? Nobody knows, right? Like, and it kind of feels like yes. So the minute that Haley was like flipping him the bird and everything that was going on, I was like, okay, one of two things is going to end up happening here. if the tool shed really wants to get a handle on things, they either need to put up Kamu and get him up, or they need to put up Lyric and get her out
Yes,
and deal with Drew next week.
there could still be a time to deal with Drew, and we'll get into this too. It's just that Drew still wants to work with the crossovers part of it.
Yes, he hasn't completely moved away from it, no matter what they've done to him.
I think he has. I think he's convinced himself, because we talked about Devin's not even really wanting to play Veto for him. I think he's convinced himself, unless he's a really good liar and he's playing all of us, that these
Could be.
people, Devins doesn't want to tip his hand against the, against the red corner or against some of these other people. So he's having to protect all his numbers and make Drew seem like he's really a pawn. Drew seems to be buying in to a lot of this. So it just feels like, and this gets us to the subject of Drew's power yet again here.
Oh my God, he's giving me like Maura Higgins vibes here from
No.
Traders, where, I think she's, a fun, smart person,
Mhm.
but, she really trusted the wrong person and she was all in. And that is the way that you have to play Traders, or you can't get to the end. You do have to put it all in. And with Big Brother, a house that's built on lies, you also have to trust people and put it all in with somebody. And Drew had found his group very early on. And while he has been, of course, playing the other side of the house, he's also been taking that information, just funneling it back to the people he's really loyal to. I think he just has blinders on, that he's just like, okay, maybe they're a little bit worried. Yeah, maybe there's some signs, but he doesn't want to see any of it, and he's just like, nope, I'm here for them, and I'm going to keep proving that I'm loyal, because if I just keep doing that, they're going to really see that I am so loyal to them.
This is the thing. Like, he is definitely still loyal to the crossovers right now. I mean, yes, he has his thing with Melody, but he's not ratting out this alliance. Like, he
He's
clearly,
never voted with her.
no, it's like he clearly still has allegiances there, and he is dropped to Devon's. Like, we want to make this clear. I think there's a lot of confusing information online. Like,
Yeah.
Drew has still not necessarily specified, I 100% have a power. This is
No.
what this power is.
No.
However, he has suggested to multiple people now, including Devins, that if he wins the next HOH, he has an idea that's going to be really, really fun. So tinfoil hat here. I think this is his idea. I think he wants to win HOH. I think he wants to use the coin of destiny, provided he has it, on his own HOH, so that he can then put up other people, possibly Kamu, Chuck, and Haley, and then act like it's not him that's doing it, and so that he can just cause all this chaos through. You're playing with this food. If we wanted to welcome back Tucker, Tucker could have just returned this season. It's like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah, and you're telling people basically that you're going to have a lot of fun with this. So, I mean, Devins is a really smart guy.
Yeah.
He's been on Survivor multiple times now. And now he's playing Big Brother. I just feel like if you're going to tell somebody, you shouldn't be telling Devins, like, unless Devins is just going to be, hey, I love mischief. You're going to cause some mischief. I'm down for the mischief. But the problem is Devins has really been flip-flopping back and forth
Yes.
on, like, okay, you know what? I'm going to ride for Drew. You know what? Drew's got to go and I'm going to be the person to take him out. Or, it's just going back and forth, where Devins just, it seems to go with the wind of really what he's going to be able to deal with Drew. And if Drew is saying something like this, Devins could also be thinking, well, that person could be me, that you're going to end up doing something very fun about with your HOH. And in general, if that's the idea,
Yeah.
Drew, I helped give you this power. I voted for you an unhealthy amount of times. I'm going to be so disappointed if you waste this power
Yes.
to play with your food, because this is basically having two HOHs. You're going to have an HOH and then play your own HOH on your own HOH. Oh my God. Like,
Yes.
do you not want to win the money, or
Yeah.
are you trying to just like make big TV moments?
I think he is 22. He's very young.
He is.
He's thinking a lot like he's not taking it seriously enough.
Everybody thinks they're immortal at that age,
I
where
know.
it's like, I'll be fine. Everything is going to be fine. I got lots of time left. And then you burn two HOHs in one.
I think this is the real problem. Like, I want to think that deep down, Devins probably does like the idea of doing something that's fun and crazy. And I
For
think,
sure.
Devins has even talked to Barrett now about this idea that oh, maybe we should go after somebody in that little red corner trio next week. But I mean, I think he's trying to encourage Barrett to win HOH and make that move instead of Devins doing it himself.
Yep.
But I think Devins deep down knows some of this. The problem is Angela. Angela has had a cam talk with us yesterday where she's basically saying, I know Drew is coming for me. I see it all over his face. I got to make this move to get Drew. It's like Drew's not even talking about getting you out. He hasn't even
No,
entertained it yet.
he is not coming for you. He has never said he's coming for you, and he's not.
This is what I think the next 24 to 48 hours are really going to be about. Is it's that, like, can Drew lay low enough, get a target off his back? Can Kamu continue to spiral? And then can D and Devins, who are legit the best players right now in this game by far, actually get Angela in check and realize that Drew is with them? It makes no sense. You have to keep Drew in the game to go after Haley, Chuck, and Kamu because they have won this group the last two HOHs and they are becoming bigger and bigger targets.
Yeah, but as of right now, it does look like Lyric is probably going to be going up.
Yeah, it does. And then, of course, we'll see what goes from there. There's going to be a lot of options. We will keep watch on the feeds for chaos.
Yeah, I just feel like Drew actually has a pretty decent shot at staying. If Lyric is up on the block and Kamu spirals out about it, I feel like the Alliance will be like, we can deal with Drew one more week. And then my real worry is that if Drew does not win the next HOH, he will think that his Alliance saved him and he will just keep sitting on this power. He is so blinded that, like I said, he is like the Maura Higgins of this season, that he just can't stop trusting an Alliance who has turned on him.
And it's just like, Barrett, you also can't stop trusting D because you have this. That's just like all the players this season are frustrating in their own ways like that. And that's just where we are coming out of this edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers. What do you guys think is going to happen today? Do you think Drew could stay if Kamu continues to make a fool of himself with this Lyric nonsense?
Yep.
And also, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. As Jess said earlier, she's got a photo over there of Bart, of Felix. They're celebrating 1 year of Felix being here.
We also just have a lot of personal photos up there away from this. So if you do ever want to just get to know Matt and I more, or our families, or what is kind of going on, that is the place to do it, Matt and Jess TV. Thank you so much to everyone who has followed us over on Instagram, and we'll see you next time.